Hi traders, welcome to this video on the euro dollar and pound dollar, but also the performance of our methods in December, plus some elite currency updates. My name is Chris Vorsick and welcome. So let's start with the euro dollar and pound dollar. But before we do that, I wanted to let you know that the frequency of those videos is going to be monthly, not weekly anymore. We're going to have tie it together with the updates and our overview of the performances. So it's going to be less frequent, but that said, we're going to have a weekly elite wave updates on elitecurrency.com for myself, so you can check it out on Mondays or Tuesdays, usually Mondays, what my thoughts are of waves on 3 pairs this week: euro dollar, Bitcoin, and pound odd. I will have these euro dollar and pound dollar updates too, but only once a month. Okay, so check out YouTube or Elite Currency, of course, for those videos. So that's the first major update actually from our side that I want to let you know. But now we can move on to taking a look at the euro dollar. Basically, euro dollar remains choppy and corrective. It was trying to push up. There was a lot of volatility and choppiness, a lot of volatility in both directions, making this kind of corrective pattern. At the end of the year, there was the attempt to push up into 114, but yeah, strong rejection and reaction at that resistance zone, and price has been falling ever since. So we see basically that if we look at and step back on the daily chart, that this is some kind of bear flag pattern, typical corrective pattern after a strong impulse to the downside. Price is respecting the 20 EMA zone. 20 EMA zone is a bit flat now, but that's typical when you get a flag pattern after a strong momentum. Most important is that price is choppy, corrective, going sideways, not breaking above the 20 EMA. So this still looks bearish to me. Yes, price is moving sideways. Price is trying to move up a little bit. But if we put the fib from here to here, for instance, then you can see it's not able to push above the 38.2 fib, nor the 50, which is typical for a wave 4. So if we put the waves on, this could easily be a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, down we go for 5. And that 5 is probably a wave of a bigger wave, probably wave 3, because if we step back and look at the downside here, we see a momentum. This could easily be a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So not only would this wave analysis suggest one more lower low, but even 2 or more lower lows. Because if we step back here again, then we can see that this could easily be a wave 1, 2, and this could be part of a 3, 4, 5. So yeah, we could be looking at a wave 3, 4, 5 easily of this level and another level, and maybe even more. Main target for the moment, I think, is 110 because of the psychological round level. If we look at the weekly chart, we will see that, let's take a look at the weekly chart, that if we put a fib on this recent push up right here, that price could fall easily to the 78.6 fib. We had a push up here, a push down, a push up, push down. We had a higher low and lower high, so we could easily see another higher low. It's definitely possible, or even if it doesn't happen, the 78.6 fib is typically a strong level, and there could be some reaction at least. Mild, weak, or strong, but some reaction is likely. Also, the 110 is a round level. So I would expect some reaction there in any case. Now, it could fall further eventually to the 88, maybe even to the bottom, and maybe even break the bottom. In that case, of course, it's a full-fledged downtrend. But these levels are serious and should, I think, be taken into account. All right, now if we look at the bigger picture, it could easily be an A, B, C, D, E triangle and down it breaks, or maybe an A, B, C, D, E triangle and up it breaks. But looking at the fundamentals, I think a downside break is more likely, but it seems to be in a triangle. The moving averages are absolutely flat, so they're absolutely at an equilibrium point due to the strong up here and then strong down here, and now the sideways response price is actually right at about the average. But of course, eventually this triangle could break. For the moment though, in the short run, I would say a break below on the daily chart, below the 21 EMA, below this fractal, here this fractal, this trend line, with the daily candle that closes below that should confirm the breakout, usually speaking. If we get a breakout on a daily chart, one way of looking at it is a flag on a 4-hour chart or even a flag on a 1-hour chart, and then looking for the break of the flag down to 110. And yeah, that is typical. Then, of course, at 110, there could be that bounce or another flag and continuation lower. If price makes another bounce here, then I would expect another reaction at the top of the channel, plus minus at 114-ish, for a move down again. Pound USD is showing a little bit more aggressive bullish price reaction, and after the double top has moved down lower, but seems to be more corrective in its behavior and movement. It seems more like a double kind of zigzag pattern and made a strong upside here and is not really behaving as correctively as the euro dollar. If we put the fib on, you can see it broke above the 38.2 fib. It broke above the 21 and closed above the 21 EMA zone already a while ago and has been pushing up towards the 144 EMA ever since. I think that from that point of view, the pound is a bit different. You can see that it is behaving more bullish, and we could see price making another push up. I would say it's looking impulsive. It's making a correction, but it could easily use the 144 EMA on the 4-hour chart for a bounce up and move up to the next fib, the 61 at 135.60, for instance, maybe even a tad above that, or maybe even to the 78.6 fib, potentially. If on the 4-hour chart, however, we see failure, we see price too long below this 144 EMA and making a flag pattern here, then a break below the flag pattern could also occur. But I would only look for that below the 144 EMA, below 134, after a flag pattern, after the break of that flag, and then a dip down, a decline towards the bottom could certainly happen on the pound. So here I'm open to both directions, basically. I do think eventually a bigger bounce at the 144 and 61.8 fib could happen. At least back down to the support zone at 134, like that, and that could be a bouncing spot. So if it doesn't make a decline now, but moves up first, then eventually a move down towards this support zone I think is likely. Okay, and there could be a bounce. After that, I'm not sure. It really depends. We see potential head and shoulders pattern. That could be a reason for price to move up. If it breaks below the support zone, of course, there could be a retest of the previous bottom here at 130.170, and there could be an ABC correction taking place. So let's take away this fib. There we go. And yeah, we could see a price moving into these zones, and that could be a bouncing spot as well, and or the 61.8 fib if it's a zigzag at least, you know. So and to move into the 272 target and minus 61.8 target is something that could happen on pound USD. So that's the bigger picture. A little bit less clear in my view what will happen. I guess we'll find out this month. From my point of view, a bounce here at the 144 EMA, and a bounce here at support at the 38.2 fib. Those seem like good support and resistance levels. After that, it really depends on the patterns that played out. But I would say a bigger ABC pattern is yeah, a little bit more likely here in the pound than on the euro dollar. Okay, traders, let's move on to take a look at some of the elite currency updates from December and January. So later this month, probably in the next 1 to 2-3 weeks, there's going to be an update coming about our new EA called Athena EA, and it's not available yet, but it will be available soon once again. And we've been trading this since August here with my account. Our programmer Carlos has been trading it for more than a year now. Let's take a look. And the results are great. In just about, let's see, August, September, October, November, December, 5 months, I made 80%, as you can see. Here's the profit with an account around 20,000 euros. My profit is now 12,000 euros, and the gain in percentage is 80 because I was trading with less capital at the beginning and I added capital later on. You can see that here in balance. You see I started with 10, then moved up to 20. So great performance. You see high profit factor 1.78. Every month has been positive, +5, +15, +20 almost, +15.5, and then +8. So great performance there. What else can we say about this? 70% win rate. It's trading the euro dollar. It's automated. EA. Nothing has to be done by the trader. And as you can see, the risk of ruin is extremely small here. Less than 1% chance of losing 20% and less than 0.001% here with 0.06% with 30% loss. Most of the trades are short, as you can see, a few hours, some lasting almost a day. Now that's just a sneak peek. Don't get me wrong, there's going to be more information coming. I just want to give you a heads up for those that are following us more regularly. There's also a second account that I started myself with. Let's see. This is Carlos's account. Excuse me. I have a second account, trading a little bit more aggressively because the first one's trading a little bit more conservatively, and that has just started mid-December, so we cannot show much, but 30,000 euros on that with live money, of course. So it has traded just a week and is up 3.3%. This is more aggressive, so number 2 is trading more aggressively. Number 1 is trading more conservatively. So yeah, that's 20 and 30,000, 50,000 euros on that. Carlos has been trading it for a longer time, so if you're looking for more data and more background, you can find it here. Exactly a year now, or almost a year. It's a few days left, 2 days remaining, and then it's 1 year. He's up 154%. Look at this track record. Very impressive, and all the months have been positive, as you can see. He's trading it a little bit more conservatively, but still, everything has been between 3 and 15%, and the average has just been an astounding 8.12%. So very good results here. So this is coming up. This is the first announcement. This is a semi-announcement, a pre-announcement. The real announcement is coming in 1 to 3 weeks, I suspect, sometime in January if we're not unlucky. So that's exciting. This is going to start soon. This will not be added to Portfolio as yet. Portfolio is a mixture of systems and methods that we're trading, mixture of styles like fundamental, technical analysis, and news events. It's a mixture of currency pairs and instruments in general. It's a mixture of time frames. It's a mixture of systems. But because we already have several things going on here, we don't want to over-combine. And also, more importantly, not add systems that are too similar to systems that are already running in the portfolio. And when analyzing Athena, EA, and comparing it with the other systems that are part of the portfolio, we thought that it's too similar, and we don't want to duplicate the same systems in this approach. So Athena would not be part of that. So, but that's okay. That's why we have different options, different systems, and Portfolio has been doing great with 7 months profit in a row. The profit the last 2 months has been a little bit lower than we would expect, to be honest. But we're hoping to see more performance in the first half of 2022. Okay. That said, no losses and no drawdowns, I think, is important as well. That's one of the main goals for ECS Portfolio, is to remove that volatility, and I think that has certainly been achieved. Now, of course, we have to work a little bit more on creating better gains, I think, and that will be an important goal for the first and second quarter of 2022. So the growth was nothing special in December with 0.4%, but still we had low drawdown, and monthly gain is still 4%. But I suspect that I want to see this become higher in the first half of 2022. All right, that's portfolio. Athena. Let's take a look at the other performances with Zusier. Had again a great performance in December. Both the rental as the PAM. PAM is the managed service, whereas the rental is something that you rent and that's you can trade after that with multiple EAs actually, or basically depending on the capital that you trade. So you're kind of managing that part, whereas the PAM, we're managing that for you. Both the rental and the PAM, here's the PAM plus 4.2% and the rental plus 4% had great December months and December performances, and the total is 110 actually for the rental and 83% for the PAM. The PAM has 3.8% on average per month, and the rental 4.0 or 4.1 if you round it up. So very similar to each other. Great performance there per month. The SWAT EA had a great performance on the DAX. It had plus 14.3%, and the total is up 78.44 now, including a few days in January, with an average of almost 5% per month. So very happy with the SWAT EA DAX performance. Not happy with the SWAT EA euro-dollar performance, and that's an update again on the euro-dollar here. SWAT EA is that we decided to stop with this because, let's face it, after almost a year of trading, this SWAT EA is now, for the first time, in negative territory, minus 4.7%. And looking at the equity curve, it does not look like this EA is performing well on the euro-dollar, and I think that I would not continue to trade this. I would want to risk my money on this particular equity curve. I don't think anyone else would want to do that. So if I don't, then why would others? And I certainly don't see the reason for that looking at these results. So we stop with this and continue with the DAX, because the DAX is showing great results. It's not a year yet, but very close to that, and I'm happy with the DAX performance. It's a little bit more volatile. There are a few months that are negative. It's not as consistent as Zusier and Portfolio and ECS Athena, but still something I think that is good enough to continue. So for the moment, we're going to continue with Portfolio, SWAT EA, and ECS Portfolio, SWAT EA, Zusier, and of course, coming up, new ECS Athena. So once again, Zusier, PAM or rental. We have the ECS Portfolio as a PAM, and ECS Athena is coming up. So those are the three options. SWAT EA is not an option yet. We're trading it, but it's not live. It's not available for traders because it has not reached at least a year. With ECS Athena, we do have that. That's why we're offering. We always want at least 1 year. So those are the three main options at the moment. ECS Portfolio, consistent, reliable, ECS Zusier, and ECS Athena. Okay, coming up soon. Not yet, but soon in January. Those are the automated systems. Let's take a look at elitecurrency.com for more information there. You can go to products and you'll see more information. But yeah, you'll see basically also, of course, manual trading options, SWAT EA, for instance. And options trading, by the way, had plus 4.6%, 4 wins, more than 4.5% profit in December, and had a great result too. So if you're looking for a more calmer way of trading, where you only have to take a look at the markets maybe on a Monday, once a week, and monitor it maybe once a day if you want, if there are trades, very light and non-stressful way of trading manually, then options trading is definitely a good option from delivered to you from our CNBC contributor in Italy, Marco Doni. Okay. All right, that's it. All the updates. We'll be back next month with a similar update again. And hopefully, in the meantime, we'll be presenting ECS Athena EA to you. Wish everyone great trading, wonderful year ahead, lots of health, success, and happiness. Cheers. Bye-bye.